I had another typical Tuesday practice. Thought our guys had great enthusiasm, had a lot of juice, and it's going to be required this week. Vanderbilt has an outstanding offense and defense. I think they're top 12 in stopping the run in the country and like 33rd in rush offense. Coach Beck, the offense coordinator, that was a head coach at Pittsburgh State. He's been running this offense for years, and the quarterback that he brought over from Mexico State, Diego, understands offense checks. They got really good backs, got receivers that can make plays and contested catches. Their O-line is big, physical, and then defensively they're big up front. I think their linebackers and secondary does an outstanding job of flying to the football. They pursue the football well. They're well coached. And, Clark Leah being the ex-Vanderbilt player, he has a lot of pride in his university. And being his fourth year there, you can kind of see everything kind of come together for their program. Then their punter that transferred in from Ohio State, he's an excellent punter. And then they have weapons in the return game. So we're definitely going to play our best to stay in this football game. And, that's the challenge to our guys this week. Just making sure that we play up to our standard, but also you play the very best where you don't have any regrets as an individual. With that being said, open up for questions.
You got a pretty good perspective on Vanderbilt watching them. Are you surprised at all the start they got off to?
Not at all. I mean, Coach Leia's a very good coach. He spent numerous years in bigger Power 5 schools, and then whenever you work at your university, that just adds a little bit more emphasis and importance to your program, and want to make sure your programs run the right way. So you can kind of see they built things the right way. He's a defensive-minded coach, and they added a defense coordinator that has a little bit of different flavor than he does, and you can kind of see that a little bit in some of their new philosophies on defense. But for the most part, I know it's Coach Clark's defense, and they do an outstanding job of not beating themselves and playing with extreme effort and getting 11 hats to the football. So you got to make sure we try to match that intensity and physicality that they're going to have in the game.
Going back to Saturday's game, you talked about it, players spoke to talk about wanting to get out to a faster start. Is that the kind of thing you wouldn't hope it to be the case, that sometimes it has to happen in a game where it kind of clicks?
Yeah, you always want to get out to a fast start, but, there's two teams out there and 11 players at a time, so it requires everyone to be on the same page. It requires coaches to make good calls, and it requires execution. So when things don't happen that way, we can't panic. We got to move on to the next moment and try to win that next moment. So everyone would love to start fast, go 3 and out, get the ball, punch it in the end zone, and the next series be the same thing. But this is high-level football, and we're playing a very good opponent. And all of those guys are on scholarship, and they are in the SEC conference, so I'm sure they're going to have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, but so are we. And, we're looking forward to the challenge in front of our fans. I was very pleased with our fan support last game, and really want to thank them for coming out to the game. Hopefully we can get more, and more so get our fans more involved in the game as far as crowd noise and celebrating successes when we do have them. Just trying to build that tradition of this being a hard place to play. We got a long way to go from that standpoint, but I know our fans will start to grow, and that will grow with the more success that we have.
Talking about up here, Coach, facing Vanderbilt's offense with Diego leading the team in rushing and passing, how do you approach that?
Oh, my bad.
You're okay. All good. How do you face a team? They're run heavy, quarterbacks can keep the ball in his hands quite a bit, leading the team in rushing and passing. Defensively, how do you approach facing an opponent like this?
Yeah, our defense guys got to be have good eye discipline. Got to strike blockers up front, and make sure we're on our responsibility. They have a lot of zone read, power read, little bit of triple option element to their offense. So a lot of the game is in the quarterback's hands, and he's a viable runner and thrower. So, that just poses a more of a threat whenever you got a quarterback that can make a broken play into a big play, and he can outrun angles. He's very tough. He runs through contact. So we're going to have the heavy 11 men playing their responsibility. Then once we see where the ball is going, we got to try to gang tackle and try to get them off schedule, so to speak, where it's basically like playing a Army-Navy type game. Their system, they're just doing it from the gun. So the time of possession is critical, and we got to maximize our offensive opportunities as well, because the game will be shortened, provided that we can not allow big plays and explosive plays.
You also switching to the other side on offense against Chattanooga, run heavy, short passing. Do you expect to kind of see that approach this upcoming contest? And is that a philosophy that you're really trying to bring into just the offense overall this year?
No, every game plan is different based on, the team we're playing. So everyone has a different defensive philosophy. Defenses are going to take certain things away based on their players and scheme. So we're making game plans according to what a team does. Chattanooga was just playing so far off our guys, they weren't going to allow us to have any shots down the field. They were just basically backing up and breaking on the football and making the game that kind of way. So, you just got to adjust to the game plan, execute, and try to just take advantage of the opportunities when they're presented.
Any common trends with the, you get the plus territory with the punt on one of the occasions, you get the fumble, and just those drives didn't really go anywhere. I guess what has to come across for maybe those opportunities to start? Yeah,
we just got to change our mindset as a unit, and just, defense and the special teams did us a great service, and also did a service to our defense by having them backed up. So we got to make sure we capitalize on the opportunities when they're given to us. We did shoot ourselves in the foot, and those are things that are correctable, and that we're a learning and growing football team. So just trying to grow each week from the mistakes we made from the prior week, and having more situational awareness, more urgency when there's a momentum change, whether it's a turnover or vice versa. So, we got to step up to and when the play is called, step up to make that play and seize that opportunity with those downs. And, we can't afford to leave things out on the table when we're handed, and we're actually not handed, but when we're creating momentum and not taking advantage of it.
With the couple of the big plays in the past game, was there anything that stood out watching it back? Just Chad had a good play call there?
Bad eye discipline, bad angles once the ball was completed. So, it just comes down to eye discipline, playing our assignments, leveraging the ball, and getting 11 hats to the ball, playing with effort. So they executed the play, but a lot of things that happen in all games is most of the time someone making a mistake, and then that players take advantage of the opportunity of a mistake. So we got to cut down our minimum errors and minimum busts, and have great eye control on defense and fly to the football. And same thing on offense. We just got to we've given up 2 touchdowns based on turnovers in our red area, the quarterback sack fumble and the snap against Georgia Tech right there in the red area. So we got to eliminate those 2 things, and those are opportunities that we didn't have on offense where we could gain some momentum. So we're a work in progress, and get on the same page, and our kids are really working hard to get out of everything that we're putting in front of them. So very proud of their attention to detail and trying to correct the things that we didn't do well.
I know you're focused game to game, but also a big part of this is you're hosting an SEC program, and one that obviously in a neighboring state. How big is this for the program, just for the exposure and as for recruiting and just getting more attention to the program overall?
Oh yeah, every opportunity is a big opportunity for our program and recruiting. We got a lot of recruits at the pass game, and I don't expect anything less. So that's how you change your roster. The biggest and the best way to change your roster is through recruiting, and we're big believers in that process and trying to get the best guys that we can that fits what we want accomplished here at Georgia State. So very encouraged by Vanderbilt and SEC team coming to our stadium. Like I say, hopefully our fans and will show out in bunches to support our kids and, start to create an environment that's harder to play in. We definitely got the seating capacity for that to happen. We just got to put a good product on the football field from a player coach standpoint, and I think the rest will come. But I'm excited to have Vandy come here and really excited to see our guys perform against a very good opponent.
Please with the productivity of your running back rotation.
I am. There's only one ball out there, and there's a lot of different guys that kind of earn their touches on how they practice throughout the week, and then a lot of that has to do with what the other team is doing to try to take things away. So, there's always a game of adjustments, and we got to make adjustments, in series, halftime to maximize what the defense is doing. So that's always a constant chess match when you're talking about football game, unless you're just completely getting dominated and it don't matter what you call if it works out that way. So I don't feel like that'll be the case. So
Is CJ close to being available?
I think so. He was at practicing today and he's doing a good job. So yeah, I would think so, as long as we don't have any setbacks.
What have you seen from KD in the first two games? Obviously, forced that fumble, recovered that fumble, and Phillips, as we saw later in the game, kind of hard guy to chase down. Impressive play there. Yeah,
that was a very impressive play. That's one thing we preach from our defensive line is make sure we get out the stack and really take shots on ball, and he did an outstanding job of doing that and create a big play and momentum for us. And probably was a big difference in the game was the turnover margin and, the explosive play margin that we had. One proud fact I am, every time we did get down, our offense answered and came back with a score. So it says a lot. We just got to stack plays and not beat ourselves. Try not to have long drives. We got to create more explosive plays to limit the drives, and the more plays you have in a drive, the more mistakes that can happen. So we just got to develop some more chemistry and explosive play, part of our package on offense.